and welcome, guys. My name is Charles with West USA Realty, Team Minnick, and I'm here at Minnick headquarters. And today we're going to try to decipher some of these real estate terms. The term of today is BINSR. So, as we all know, realtors have their own language, and a lot of people have been recently asking me, what is the BINSR? What's that process? Things like that. So I actually wrote an article a little while ago about the BINSR itself and how it pertains to the home buying process. So what will happen is when you're purchasing a home, you actually have 10 days once you get under contract, 10 calendar days. So if you get under contract on a Saturday, Sunday is day one. That's how it works. So when you're looking at that process, you have 10 days to inspect the home. A lot of clients will actually hire a home inspector, which I would always recommend because they'll go through the house very, very thoroughly, unless you have some type of background in that area. And then you can see make sure that the house isn't going to fall apart pretty much. And if you're buying a house that is falling apart, to kind of fix and flip, that your checklist of things to do, and is this everything that you predicted, so you can plan accordingly. So when it comes down to that 10-day time frame, there is a little tricky part to it. I'll tell you in a second. But when we're looking at it, when you're doing your BINSR, you're submitting your report, your buyer inspection, and it's a notice to the seller. So what you're saying is you have three options to go through the home, and you can say, hey, I found out everything was great. I love it. I want to move in. You can say, hey, I thought this home was awesome, but I found out the AC unit doesn't work. So I need you to fix that. That's an option too. Or the third option, you could say, I saw a ghost and I don't like the property and I'm leaving. So when you have your 10-day inspection period, for any reason, if you determine that the property isn't for you, you can back out of that deal and get your earnest deposit back. And if you're not sure what earnest deposit is, check out one of my other videos. I'll go into detail. But when you're looking at your time frame, the tricky part is you have a 10 calendar day inspection, but say you look at the home and day 2 you determine that the home is great, you send in your BINSR, you sign the document to say, hey, this is great, or hey, I want this fixed. That 10-day inspection then becomes a 2-day inspection because that's your time frame. So it's if and when you send in this paperwork before that 10 days, it can end it. That's your just inspection period in general. So as we went over the 3 basic replies for the actual seller, well, for the buyer to actually say to the seller, is number 1, hey, fix this. Number 2, I don't need you to fix anything. Or number 3, I'm out of this deal. So you'll have your breakdowns where you look at the paperwork, they'll have all the details as far as premise accepted or premise rejected, or premise, the buyer elects to, allow the opportunity for the seller to fix XYZ. So now here's where it gets really in detail. This is why you might want to have a real estate agent. But when we're getting down to it, after you submit this paperwork off, whether it be day 2, day 10, or day 3, the seller at that point in time has 5 calendar days to respond. They can say yes, no, well, that's pretty much it. Or actually they can fix some of the items. So if you ask for 3, they can say, well, I'll just change the filters. So that's what you're looking at as far as the actual the seller's response. So usually it's 10 days on paper. In real life, we like to make sure that our clients are actually being taken care of. So sometimes we have to really work to make sure the other agent does what they're supposed to do. But we won't get into that. When we're looking at the process itself, after they submit that paperwork back to the buyer, so say you're buying this home, you say, hey, I want this fixed. They say, hey, well, I'll fix this one thing for you out of your list of 50. You then have 5 more days to determine if you're going to accept the property. Okay, I really need all those other items fixed. Let's see what you would do, or walk completely. So you can say yes or no. So that's what you're looking at as far as 10 days, 5 days, and 5 days is what you're looking at for a BINSR. And that's really about it. That ball goes back and forth for days, and that's when the heated negotiations come in, and you definitely want somebody going up the bat for you in that situation. So my name is Charles. This is what I have for you today, and definitely leave any comments or send me a message if you have any questions, and enjoy the rest of your day.